welcome to Cooking with Miss Bethany. I'm Miss Bethany. I work at the Beaverton City Library, and today I'm going to show you how to make fresh spring rolls. These are something that you can order in a restaurant, but they're actually quite easy and affordable to make at home, and you can customize them to have any ingredients that you like or your family likes. So today I am going to fill mine with a few ingredients. I'm going to do some tofu, some carrots, and some spinach on the inside. So these will be vegetarian and vegan. And so the ingredients that I'll need are spring roll skins. And these are kind of a thin disc. And you can find these in most grocery stores in the ethnic foods aisle. We'll also need some bean thread noodles. You can also use rice noodles, but they're really thin bundles of noodles that are individually wrapped. So for 2 adults, I usually make 2 bundles of noodles. And then for the dipping sauce, I'm going to make some peanut dipping sauce. So I'll use some soy sauce, some hoisin sauce, some creamy peanut butter, cayenne pepper, and ground cumin. And I'll also need a little bit of water, so I have that back here in a measuring cup. So we're going to prep all of these ingredients and then get started making our spring rolls. It's time to prep our ingredients to go inside our spring rolls, and the first thing I'm going to do is cut up our tofu into strips. So I'm just kind of cutting the block in half and then in half the other way, and cutting it into some thin strips, about that big. And then I'll put them into our bowl here. All right, now that I have my tofu cut up, I'm going to sprinkle on some soy sauce and let that marinate while we prep the rest of our filling ingredients. Here is our tofu. Cut the ends off of our carrots, and then I'm just going to grate them into a bowl. So, this is always a good workout. All right, we have some shredded carrots in our bowl here. Now I'm going to cut up our spinach. So I just have some fresh spinach here. And I'll chop it into small pieces. And then put it into our bowl here. We have our filling ingredients ready, and now it's time to assemble our spring rolls. So we have our spring roll wrappers here, and they're kind of firm to begin with. And then on this plate we have some hot water. So what I usually do is cook the noodles in boiling water. So you just boil a little bit of water, dump your packet of noodles in there, and they don't cook for very long, maybe 1 to 2 minutes, just until they've softened. And then usually I pour a little bit of the water onto a plate, and then you can add some cold water to make sure it's not too hot when you're putting your hands in there, or you can let it cool down a little bit. But we need hot water to soften our spring roll wrappers. So I'm going to put our spring roll wrapper onto the plate with the hot water and let it sit in there and soften for a few seconds. And then I'm going to move it onto the next plate, and then I'll start adding our different ingredients. So we had 2 different packages of noodles, and they were different, so I don't know, the package looked the same, so I think they'll taste about the same. So I put, I don't know, a handful of noodles in the middle, and then I'm going to add 2 of our tofu strips, and then some of our shredded carrots, and some of our spinach, and then I decided that I wanted to put a little bit of sriracha on here. And there's lots of different things that you could put inside. If you eat meat, you can put shrimp in there, or you could put cooked chicken, or a lot of times spring rolls will have cilantro. Some people don't like the taste of cilantro, so that's not why I'm not putting them in mine, but you're certainly welcome to put whatever you want in there. All right, so now for the folding part. So it's a little tricky. It takes a little bit of getting used to. If they don't look perfect, that's okay. They still taste good. So think of it as folding a burrito. So we've got our circular thing here, and it's softened because we put it in the hot water. So now it's kind of like stretchy. And so I'm going to stretch one side over to like the middle of our circle here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the opposite side. So they meet in the middle, and when they touch, when the sides touch, they kind of stick to each other. So whatever you do, you're kind of stuck with at that point. Then I'm going to bring up the other side and put that towards the middle. And then I'm just going to kind of tuck in our ingredients and roll it up. So we have our little spring roll. All right, we've made our spring rolls. The last step is to make our peanut dipping sauce. So I have my ingredients here. The first thing I'm going to add is some creamy peanut butter. And this is not something you need to measure necessarily. I just kind of eyeball it. And then I'm going to add some soy sauce. And again, I'm just kind of putting some in, and you can make it to taste. And I have some hoisin sauce. Let's get our peanut butter down in there. And then we'll add just a shake of cayenne pepper. You can leave this out if you don't like things spicy. I don't put too much in, just a sprinkle of each. And then it takes a little bit of stirring because the peanut butter's more solid than the rest of it, but just keep stirring. Starting to look more like a sauce. I'm going to add some more water. All right, so this is about the right consistency. And at this point, I would just taste it and see if you want more soy sauce or if you want more hoisin sauce. And once it tastes how you want it to taste, it's ready to eat. I hope that this was helpful and that you'll try making your own fresh spring rolls at home. See you next time. Goodbye.